As a fighter, you got to try to mark up the fights and get everybody involved, and he does a great job of doing that. So let's see what happens. If the UFC offers him, then no problem. I mean, I can't answer for Islam, but I'm saying no problem. Islam and his, Ali, who I consider the greatest manager in the business.
The head coach of Islam Makhachev quit. An extensive update regarding the Ilia Topuria super battle demonstrates that it will occur in due course. He referred to it as a truly terrible matchup, serving as a reminder to everyone that Topuria would be pursuing an unparalleled third belt, and Islam is at the height of his abilities. That collision is unavoidable, and when it occurs, it will be among the largest bouts in the history of the sport. Islam, meanwhile, likewise displayed nothing but Jack Della Madalena's class following their altercation. Jack is only 28 years old, a time when many fighters are only beginning their journey at the elite level. Islam firmly believes Jack will close the holes in the wrestling, maintain and enhance that elite striking, and return to the title with ease. Paddy Pimblett then added his initial thoughts about Islam in a welterweight bout. He stated that he noticed them standing next to one another. Islam didn't appear to be a lightweight when climbing at all. Paddy anticipated Jack to be the largest dude. However, he sensed Islam instead possessed the bulk, power, and presence to make Jack's game invalid. Paddy claims that after he noticed that, he understood he could be grappled by Islam without any problems. Okay, let's see Javier Mendez's thoughts.
As a fighter, you got to try to mark up the fights and get everybody involved, and he does a great job of doing that. So let's see what happens. If the UFC offers him, then no problem. I mean, I can't answer for Islam, but I'm saying no problem. Islam and his, Ali, who I consider the greatest manager in the business, will do the right thing for Islam. So, but let's face it, we're going to meet him eventually, whether it's the White House or whether it's another time. Let the UFC decide that, I say. But we're going to meet him eventually if he wants to continue to come up. But I seriously doubt Islam will want to come down. And for him, it's the first time anybody will ever go for a triple, right? He'll be the first triple challenger for it. So that would be a monster fight for the whole world, to be honest with you.
Paddy Pimblett announced his next bout date a few days after UFC 322, making it apparent that he won't be waiting around for Ilia Topuria indefinitely. He has stated that he is prepared to fight anyone in front of him and is aiming for early 2026, most likely on one of the first Paramount events, Gigi, Topuria, or anybody else. UFC President Dana White stated after the fight that Islam Makhachev's victory propelled him to the top of the pound-for-pound rankings. Now the top guy, after defeating everyone, is a double champion. The super right with Islam is destiny, according to Topuria's group. However, the depth at welterweight, including fighters like Ian Machado Gary, Kamaru Usman, and Shavkat Rakhmonov, could delay the schedule. Pimblett expressed his annoyance on his YouTube channel, accusing Makhachev of distorting the lightweight image. He clarified that until Islam determines its future course of action, nobody is aware of what is going on. The 170-pound division is as packed as ever, with leading competitors like Carlos Prates and Michael Morales both winning big on Saturday. Right now, the most likely scenario is that Islam Makhachev will defend his first welterweight title against Kamaru Usman, something that Abdulaziz, his manager, disclosed. Let's hear from Paddy now.
He is just like, let's see what's happening now with Islam, because is Ilia going to stick to his word and say he's going to move up, or is he going to stick to his other word and say he's going to fight me next? We don't know what's happening, do we? You never know. I could end up fighting Ilia, could end up finally fighting Justin Gaethje. I thought it was going to be in Abu Dhabi, but no one knows what's happening, do they, until Islam decides what he's doing, because I know Ilia's saying he wants to fight him, but I'll be fighting early next year, no matter who it is. I'll have an opponent. I'll definitely be fighting early next year, so Islam looks different, lad. Weird. Just looks different. So takedown straight away. That looked easy for Islam, that takedown. Like, as soon as I seen him in the cage next to each other and seeing the size, I was like, yeah, Islam will be able to grapple him. I thought that Jack might be a bit too big for him, but he doesn't look like a lightweight fighting a welterweight, does it?
Islam Makhachev's appearance in his welterweight debut piqued the interest of many fans and commentators. Some were concerned that he would be undersized at welterweight, while others believed he was too large for 155 and that 170 would be his natural class. However, many were taken aback when Islam entered the cage to face Jack Della Maddalena. He didn't appear any smaller than Jack. If anything, he appeared more powerful, fuller, and stronger than before. Islam demonstrated a level of wrestling and strength that Jack had never encountered before, effortlessly taking down and controlling the Australian like it was nothing. Maddalena had previously prevented natural welterweights from being taken down, but Islam was just superior, combining strength and skill to control the bout from beginning to end. The idea that he was an excessively large lightweight and a weight bully was only strengthened by this. Joe Rogan even supported this allegation on his show, calling Islam's severe weight cuts absurd and asserting that he was never really a 155-pound man. Islam was now questioned explicitly about Rogan's previous remarks about his time at lightweight after winning the welterweight title. Let's start with Rogan's perspective.
Is huge. I mean, that guy, how he makes 155 is, I don't understand it. Every time I stand next to him, like, how are you 155? He's got to be 190-ish, in the 190 range. He's got to be. That's what he looks like to me. He's thick and big. I mean, he's not he's not a 155-pound man. It's just so silly. The whole thing is just, it's an old thing that we kept for no reason. And I feel like they should blow all the weight classes. I've talked to Dana about this. I actually talked to Ari Emanuel about this when they first bought the UFC.
Islam replied by outlining the absurdity of their remarks. He explained why, at 155, he was a natural lightweight and shared details about his daily routine and diet, demonstrating that it was typical and never taxing.
That makes sense because all fighters who fight 155 minimum they have 178, 177. I always try to don't eat like in the nighttime. I don't like the sugar. I don't drink cola like maybe 4 or 5 years. My weight maximum 182, I think. I'm not cut weight. I don't follow like diet. I eat everything. My weight
Magomed Chonkaev, when Zanukov eventually explained his attack on Dylan Dennis at UFC 322 in Madison Square Garden, he made it apparent that Dennis should be held responsible for his words and deeds, stating that people must accept responsibility for their words and deeds. The fallout was severe. Chonkaev and the other members of Islam Makhachev's squad who were participating in the fight were taken out of the arena, and Dylan has now been permanently barred from UFC events. They were compelled to witness the remainder of the event while being isolated from the action in their hotel rooms. After becoming a meme on social media, Chonkaev has unexpectedly gained attention, and this fight only served to accelerate his ascent.
Здесь царапина. Об зуб, походу, я не знаю, куда. И этим тоже чуть вот здесь попало ему, вот шишка появилась. Ну, реально, это, я считаю, даже это мало. Извиняюсь, что перебил, но это мало для него. За его поступки это мало. Такие вещи не прощаются. За каждое слово ты должен отвечать. У нас такие стереотипы, что ты сказал, ты должен за свои слова ответить. Но он... Это для них, видишь, у них... Я не знаю, как они живут здесь. Что хотят, говорят. Могут семью задеть. И для них это ничего. А для нас все, каждое слово, это все для нас святое, и нужно отвечать.
Are you looking forward to Chanko's UFC debut in the coming months? Fans are excited to watch him compete after Dana White signed him. I appreciate you watching. Remember to subscribe and leave a like for daily MMA news.